Hi, dear students. This is the last session of Module 5, and today we are going to discuss about the pricing policies and the problems in the new product pricing. Okay, so we are directly going into the topic. The first one is that is the pricing policy. Pricing policy means the way in which how we are pricing a particular product. Okay, so when a product is launched in the market, we want to decide its price, and there are many ways for many policies for determining the prices when the product is launching in the market. The first one is cost oriented pricing, the second one is demand oriented pricing, and the third policy is competition oriented pricing. We will discuss one by one. The first one is cost oriented pricing policy. Actually, cost-oriented pricing policy, the base of this policy is the cost of production. We know what you mean by this cost of production. So the price that we are determined under the cost-oriented pricing policy is that price which can recover the cost within a reasonable profit margin. So we got the equation, that is the price is equal to the cost plus profit margin. And under the cost oriented pricing policy there are three methods. The first one is cost plus pricing, second one is rate of return pricing, and third one is break even pricing. Okay, so in conclusion we can say that the cost oriented pricing, so we can say that the cost oriented pricing means it is the cost of production plus a profit margin, and this can be divided into three. The first one is cost plus pricing, second one is rate of return pricing, and the third one is break even pricing. And the first one is that is the cost plus pricing. And in the cost plus pricing the equation is very simple, that is this average variable cost plus margin. So here the price is equal to AVC plus margin, and this margin contains two things, that is the fixed cost per unit and the profit. Okay, so in the cost plus pricing, if the price is equal to AVC plus margin, average variable cost plus margin, and this margin is equal to fixed cost plus profit. And the second method is rate of return method. That is, rate of return means it is the return that we expected when we investing the capital. Okay, so here the price is equal to targeted rate of return plus cost of production. So targeted rate of return plus cost of production is equal to price under the rate of return policy. And break-even pricing means it is a point at which where the total revenue is equal to total cost. So first of all, we will find the break-even where break we will find that point where the total revenue is equal to total cost. It is a point at which there is neither profit nor loss. After finding the point, we will determine the price. So the advantage of this method is that we will not incur loss because we know that point where the revenue is equal to the cost. Okay, so these three are the cost oriented pricing policy. Once again, cost plus pricing means average variable cost plus margin is equal to price. Rate of return and rate of return method, that is the targeted rate of return plus cost of production is the price. Here we are finding the break even, then plus the margin. Okay, so this is about the cost oriented pricing, and the next one is the oth- other pricing policies. We already said that there are three types of pricing policy: cost oriented pricing policy, and then the demand oriented pricing policy, and one more thing, that is the competition oriented pricing policy. And we already discussed the cost oriented pricing policy. Next we are going to discuss about the demand oriented pricing policy. So in the demand oriented pricing policy, the basic thing or the base is demand. The price is determined based on the demand, and we know that high price is charged when there is the high demand or greater demand, and the low price is charged when the demand is very low. And this approach is also known as customer oriented approach to the pricing. uh, we are calling it as customer oriented pricing. There is a reason behind this. It is because the customers who decide the demand of the product. Okay, so customer oriented pricing, Here the product is based on the um, their perceived value of the product. That's why we are calling it as customer oriented pricing. And next one is the competition oriented pricing. Here the base, as the name suggests, it is the competition. The price is based on the competition. So here the base is the price charged by the competitors. So the firm will adjust the price may above the price charged by the competitors, or below the price, or in line with the competitors. So in the demand oriented pricing, the price is decided on the based on demand, and in competition the price is based on the price charged by the competitors. And next one is the pricing of new product. There are two methods for the pricing of new product. First one is skimming pricing, and second one is penetrating pricing. Okay, first of all, we are discussing about the skimming pricing. Here, the method is that we will charge a high price is charged in the initial stages, and there are four reasons for why we are charging high price, because this product is entirely new. The product, the market will not know about nothing about this product, so it is an entirely new product, and there is no competition in the initial stage, because as it is a new product, there is no competition, and there is no substitute products is also not available in the market. And this method will help to skim the cream of the market before the entry of rival firms of the market. So under this method, the first one is the impression of superior product. So a high price always tells or silently telling that it is a product of superior quality. So we all know that we will go for the higher priced product because on the belief that it has the superior quality. So this is about the skimming price, that is high price is charged in the initial stage, and the reasons is that it is entirely new product and no competition in initial stages. It will help to skim off the cream of the market, and it always creating an impression of a superior product. And the next one is the penetrating pricing policy. Here is just opposite to the skimming price policy, because in the skimming price we are charging a higher price, but in the penetrating price policy actually a low price is charged in the initial stages to penetrate into a market. We know that to penetrate into a market we are adopting a low price, because it will helps to get various customers. Okay, and this product having clause substitute, that's why we are charging very low. In the skimming price policy there is no clause substitute, but here the situation is that we have clause substitute. So in order to attain the market share, we want to reduce the price of the product, and it will helps the firms to gain an entry in the market, and low price attract the customers of the competitors. Okay, so it will helps to gain the customers of the competitors, and it will help in the advantage of the large scale production, because uh, due to the low price very many people will buy the product, and we want to increase the production, and it leads to derive the advantages of large scale production. Okay, and next is the last portion, that is the problems in the pricing of new product. Actually a new product is an important task, and the same time it is the most difficult to do, because we want to decide the price, and we know nothing about the market, and we know nothing about how the product will be welcomed by the customers in the market. So the first problem is that the lack of market information. And first of all, the new product is completely unfamiliar to the market, so we know nothing about the market, and we don't know the market informations like the demand, consumer taste, preference, customer reactions, etc. Actually we the data about these variable is zero, or we don't have any information about these matters. So first of all, the main problem is the lack of market information, especially the information related to the demand, customer taste, preference, customer reactions. And second one is the lack of standards. If there is a standard, it will helps to fix the price. But here, when a new product is introduced in the market, there is no standards in the sense that there is no standard to compare the product attributes. And attributes, maybe it is related to the quality, design, color, weight, packaging, and price. There is no standards to um, compare the products quality, design, color, weight, packaging, and the price. And there is no close substitute is also not available in the market. So it will help it's a major problem to decide the price in relation to the standards. And third one is due to the heavy promotional expense. You know that when we are introducing a new product in the market, we the customers knows nothing about the product. They don't know nothing about its users, attributes, anything. So we want to we we incur heavy promotional expenditures to make create awareness about the product among the customers. So the cost of production will be very high at the initial stages, and we cannot charge this high cost during the initial period also. So this heavy promotional um, expenses is the one another problems in determining the price of the product. And the next one is the fear of customer rejection, because before the introduction of the product into the market, it is very difficult to know the customers perceived value about the product. So if the price is charged above the customers perceived value, they will reject the product. And opposite, the customers will accept the product if the perceived value is very low. So to understand or to decide the customer's perceived value is a very most difficult task, as it is related to the humans. It's at more difficult. And next one is the product planning. In the product planning, if we are not planning the product in relation to the new product, it's very difficult to fix the price, because the sales data for the previous year are not available, and trend analysis is not available. So the business owners with the new product find it's extremely difficult to make the production planning in order to arrange for the raw material, labor, working capital, etc. And the estimation of the cost of production, it's another difficult, because we don't know the cost of sales, promotion, margins of middlemen, because we know only the cost of these items after releasing the product. Okay, so this adds more difficult, because it can know only after introducing the product in the market. So how to decide the price before the introduction, because we don't know the cost that incur after the introduction of the product. So these are the various problems that may incur in when related to the pricing of new product. Okay, so once again, the first one is the lack of market information, second one is lack of standards, third one is heavy promotional expenses, fear of customer rejection, and product planning, and the last one is estimation of cost of production. So these are the various problems in related to the new product pricing. Okay, so we completed the fifth module. The next is the duty is mm, it is your duty to study all these lessons and score high marks in the examination. uh, mm, so the exam is on the, I think it's on the June last week. So please study very well and score high marks. All the best, and thank you.